Hey there, guys. Geisha here. Before we get into today's episode, we want to give you a clear content warning. This discussion contains sensitive materials, including violence, murder, suicide, mental health struggles, sexual assault, and other disturbing real-life events. We understand these topics can be deeply upsetting. Your mental health and well-being are our absolute priority. So please take care of yourself when listening and don't hesitate to skip this one. This is Co-op Chronicles, episode 44. 44. My girl is space buns. Welcome back to Co-op Chronicles. I am Pint-Sized Geisha, and this is episode 44. As always, I have Black Label.
Hello.
And Azalee.
Hello.
And today is...
We're going to talk about when viral or virtual worlds turn deadly, like gaming and crime. And also, I'm going to start muting Geisha's mic in the beginning because she just keeps talking after like
I
the
was
intro.
saying that my girl on Fields of Mystria has space buns just like I do.
Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah, I know. You're just saying a lot.
I've been grinding Fields of Mystria for 2 days.
Yeah.
It's pretty cute.
I'm gonna start. I'm on.
It's so
I'm
cute.
on break this week, so I got a lot of free time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, I'm pretty sure I'm finishing all my classes with either A's or B's.
That's
Nice.
good.
Good
I
job.
know, I'm so
Nice.
excited.
So,
Good job.
oh, yeah. How's everybody's week? How's everybody?
I'm fine.
We got tickets to Sleep Token.
Yes.
Sleep Azalee got us tickets to
The
Sleep
sleep
Token.
token.
Crazy.
Yep. Crazy.
So if you're going, we'll see you at the Tacoma Dome.
At the Tacoma Dome in October.
In
I already
October.
requested my 2 days off.
Me too. Now I got to get some fresh merch.
Yeah. Need to get a shirt or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I've been so excited about it for like the past.
I know. I was telling somebody at bowling league on Thursday, and she was like, "I was looking, and the tickets were so expensive, and then they're sold out." And I was like, "Well, my sister
to
bought
be
us
you.
some." And she was
I'm
like,
so sorry.
"She was like, if you get sick or something, I will go for you." It's like, yeah, you could talk to her.
I'm sorry to everybody.
Resell
who
them for
didn't get
$5,000 or
tickets.
some shit.
Well, actually, they did it so that you have to resell your tickets back to Ticketmaster, who will then sell them.
Oh, I like that better.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I think it's really good, but
Yeah, it's
obviously
probably stops people
Ticketmaster is
from-
like a
yeah.
big price gouger. So
Yeah, but it probably won't give you, like you said, the same amount that you paid for it. But
no,
it's-
they have to buy it back the same amount you paid
Oh,
for it.
see, I like that so much better instead of trying to sell it yourself.
Yeah.
If you could sell it yourself, you'd probably make more money, though.
Oh, but that's true too.
But they're non-transferable apparently.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
mobile
that's hard.
tickets only, non-transferable.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's not like they check your name either. It's like, let me see
No.
your ID to your ticket name or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Let's get back over. Let's reel it back in. All right. We're gonna talk
But
about.
how's everybody's week?
Yeah,
How was
how
your
was
week, babe?
yours?
I'm healing. I'm good.
Nice.
He's
I'm
healing.
a lot better.
Yeah.
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 Good. You?
I'm great. I'm on break right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My week was kind of interesting at work, but
It is-
when is work never interesting?
Okay. Let's reel it back in. All right. So today we're gonna talk about video games that bring people together, but sometimes there's a dark side. There's a line
There's a
between
spooky
virtual and real life, and there's some crazy shit I got to tell you guys today. So we're gonna talk about like real life crimes connecting to gaming, from kidnapping to murders, and high stakes virtual heists and stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about I guess some cases that we're covering are RuneScape kidnapping, the Diablo III murder case, the deadly swatting incident. You remember when swatting was a big thing?
I don't like swaddling.
Swatting.
Like,
It's
all
like
the SWAT
they'll call
on
like
you?
the cops and say something.
Oh,
something's
SWAT.
yeah, and they like lie and say somebody's doing something,
Oh.
and then the SWAT comes to their house.
Yeah.
It happened to Summit when he was out Pokemon Go hunting and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna talk about
That's crazy.
a China incident where a man was killed over a virtual sword. It's crazy. So let's get into the first one. So yeah, like I said, gaming is usually a safe space, but when something bad happens, when people take things too far, we're going to talk about that stuff. So have you guys ever heard of a crime in a game or involving video games?
No.
No?
Just a bunch of like GTA, Call of Duty stuff.
Okay.
The norm.
Yeah. Do you guys think video games can actually influence a crime? Or is that just like a media tactic?
I think it's a media tactic because I think there's already something going on with someone for them to
Get pushed over the edge?
Yeah,
Okay.
and a video game just like
Depends on the type of game, yeah.
yeah,
You're probably
yeah. Certain
like,
video games kind of just like
yeah, push
it out
yeah.
there.
Yeah. This guy, what the? No, this
That's
guy's
what
going
I
to your
said. I
feet.
was
Now
like-
Mochi's down there.
he
What
was
the
just like-
heck? What
See,
is
look,
going on?
it's your feet.
Oh my god.
He's like rubbing all over her feet. These cats love Azalee's feet every time they come over.
Confirmed.
Look at it.
Stinky feet.
Sweaty feet.
Okay. So, do you
Look,
guys,
here's Yami, like, back up.
do you guys remember, like, so you said you never heard of a case involving gaming?
Not
I
a
never
specific
have.
case.
Okay.
No.
Okay, then I'll skip that question. But let's talk about the RuneScape kidnapping. So when virtual rivals turn real. So this case is one of the craziest cases that involves RuneScape. It led to an actual kidnapping and torture.
Jesus.
So the case breakdown is 2 Dutch teenagers kidnapped a fellow player over a rare RuneScape item.
What is RuneScape again?
I
feel like it's like a
it's like an old
Candy
school
Crush.
game. No,
an
it's like
online
it's like an
game?
online old school game. It's
Oh.
it's like a pixel game. I'm not really into it, but I know a lot of people that play it hardcore that are in the WoW guild. Yeah. The victim was taken to a house, held at knife point, and forced to transfer valuable in-game assets. When the police got involved, it became a landmark case on whether virtual items hold real-world value. So, guys, if someone stole your in-game loot, like a game that you dedicated a lot of time in, how serious would you take it?
If like I know that there's some skins worth like thousands of dollars on what game? Call of Duty or something.
Yeah.
If it was one of those, oh, I'm coming for blood. Like
Yeah, I
that's
think-
my money.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the price.
Yeah.
Like, if it's super rare to where, like, 1 out of 100,000 people have it, or even 10,000 people have it, and it costs a crazy amount of money, I'm taking it pretty serious.
Yeah. If it's like real world consequences and real world changes, like this type of like the money I could get from selling this skin could like help and benefit my real life, I'm coming for blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
She's like, no.
I'm sorry, I can't. I would not.
You wouldn't
Well,
take it
first-
serious if it was
First off,
stolen?
I would not spend that much money on a skin.
No,
what
no,
if you
but
got
what
it
if you
as
got
a
it?
kid, like
Yeah.
just randomly?
I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I can't.
You wouldn't take it serious?
I mean, I would
If somebody stole it?
I would do some online investigations, but I don't think I would try and kill somebody for it.
Oh.
I wouldn't kill somebody. I'd make
You
you
said
bleed.
you're going for blood.
I'd make
You
you,
did say
bleed
that.
a little bit, but I'm not gonna red rub somebody over
gonna
it. But
put
like,
you
you
in
better
my
send it back to
torture
me
Did
right
you just
now.
say red rub?
Yeah, red rum.
I was like,
I don't know
what's
if I can
what's
say
a
the
red
M
rub?
word on a podcast.
What's a red rub?
Red
I
rum.
don't want one of those. All right, do you guys think in-game theft should be treated like a real-world crime? Like
I think your
a
account
theft
should be
in court?
banned.
But like, do you think you should be able to take them to court or something?
If somebody
If there's like a
steals
capital
it,
to it, like there's money in like
Yeah.
a value
yeah,
to
like
it,
if
then
there's
yeah.
a value of it, like if somebody stole my skin worth $5,000, turned around and sold it, then I feel like that should be like, no, that is mine.
Yeah.
It's my money.
Yeah, I feel like you should be able to file like a civil suit on them or something. Just like have evidence, like this is how much it's selling for. This is them actively taking it from me.
So you would think it's fair for a court to treat virtual property as
Yeah.
real property if
Yeah.
it's worth thousands?
Yeah, you don't have to do time, but you're definitely compensating me financially.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But how does that even work, though? How would the court? Do you think the court would take it serious? Like, oh, okay, it's just a
of
game.
course not. The
No.
court's going to take it as you're wasting my time. But at the same time, if it has a monetary value of it, then like, you know, what's the difference between a $5,000 Pokemon card that gets stolen? You could hold it in your hand between a $5,000 skin
Yeah.
in a video game, especially with video games becoming so popular and you can make money from esports. Like, you're making money off of this platform. Why can't it be held accountable when somebody steals something worth money on the same platform?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking you to court.
Yeah. Like
After I make you bleed.
I'm puncturing one tire. For sure.
As it's just like, I'm going to go after one of your tires. I, on the other hand, would puncture 3 of your tires.
You know how annoying it would be just for one tire?
No, that way you got to puncture 3 of them.
puncture 3? Why is that? Can you tell me?
Insurance
Because-
doesn't cover just 3.
Exactly.
What?
It has to be all 4.
It has to be off 4.
Why do you know this?
Because I'm crazy.
The internet is free.
Everybody knows that if you're going to slash some tires, you slash 3 of them, not the 4th one. Because then the person has to pay out of pocket for 3.
That's true, because if you do
And
slash
not-
just one, you do have a spare tire.
Exactly. So you got to puncture all 3 of them.
Okay, yeah. So with the RuneScape kidnapping in the Netherlands, this was in like in
Oh,
2000.
the Netherlands. Oh.
Yeah, this was in 2007. So, like I said, 2 Dutch teenagers kidnapped and physically assaulted another teen to force them to give up like rare items in RuneScape.
Mm-hmm.
So the consequences for these kids, the main perpetrator was sentenced to 12 months in juvenile detention facility with 3 months suspended. I don't know what that means. I feel like
Maybe like a probation.
I feel like you should be in jail.
Did they
torture him? No, they just tortured him.
Tortured him? Okay.
The accomplice received a light sentence of 160 hours of community service, which is bizarre to me. Because if you're torturing somebody, you fucking should go get locked up, man.
A lot of like overseas justice system isn't as punishable as ours is in the United States.
The case became a legal precedent in the Netherlands to recognize virtual items as real world assets, subject to
There you
theft. But that's in the Netherlands. Who knows what's going on over here? So let's go down to the next one. We're going to talk about Diablo III, the murder of Diablo III.
Somebody murdered somebody.
When online feuds turn fatal.
Jeez.
So there was an argument over an online game which escalated into a real world murder. Many people know what Diablo is. Like, it was huge. Diablo 1, Diablo 2 was crazy, the amount of money that people could make from that game.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo 3 came out. Now it's Diablo 4, which isn't as big. But so a man was brutally killed after an argument over an in-game trade and personal disputes. The investigators later found that gaming was just one piece of a bigger toxic relationship. The case led to a debate about gaming addictions, online toxicity, and mental health issues. Have you guys ever seen any arguments get a little too heated over a game? Like to where you are, I don't know, going to murder them?
Not to that standpoint, but I remember when I was playing Crom, Kingdoms of Middle Earth, right? There was like a global chat, and they would be going at it. Like, maybe just like trolling, But I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Nothing's
that's
so crazy.
the only thing I've ever encountered. It's just people just being very gross and mean to each other in chat.
Yeah. Although there was that one guy he was our 3rd in Apex, and he's like, what the fuck is a geisha, right? And then he just started talking, and he was streaming. He was actively streaming, and we went in his stream, and he's like, I wish that we could just shoot stupid people. I was like, oh my God.
It was crazy. He was insane.
Crazy.
He was just talking. He was just talking shit, and then he mutes me. Like, doesn't even let me talk back. Like, how are you gonna just keep talking shit, but have us muted? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
What a baby.
Yeah, I would call his name out, but I don't want him to get attraction. But anyways,
I don't even remember what his gamer tag was.
Like, it was like, I remember.
Yeah. Also, to go back to the RuneScape thing, I wanted to talk about what the items were so people know. So what was stolen was a rare virtual amulet and mask from the MMORPG RuneScape. I guess these were high-valued in-game items that were significant in-game currency and real-world money. Again, 2 teenage boys lured a 13-year-old into the house, beat him up, and forced him to transfer the items.
Oh, my God.
Obviously, it's insane.
It's
Especially
super
once you
insane.
hear about the age. It's kind of nutty.
It is super nutty.
As for the Diablo III murder, it was in Brazil in 2013. What was stolen was that they said it wasn't tied to stolen items, but this case stemmed from a personal dispute and jealousy related to a D3 and a Facebook interaction. I guess the victim was Juliano Valderes, who was a popular player who may have had an ongoing conflict and online arguments with, I'm assuming the person was Gabriel Campos. Campos allegedly became obsessed and angered by perceived slights and arguments online. He lured Giuliano to his home under the pretense of hanging out and then murdered him with a knife.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's kind of
Cuckoo.
fucking insane, bro.
It's really insane.
I don't understand people like.
Yeah, what's your motivation behind like first stealing something or like coercing or like torturing someone into giving you something?
Yeah, it's bonkers.
Like what is going on in your brain where you're like, this is the greatest idea ever?
Like I used to get heated when I first played WoW, not like crazy mad, but I when like drops just never dropped. And I was like way younger, and it just irritated me. I'm like, this took forever, and it still hasn't dropped. But like to hurt somebody, I don't see that as a thing.
I think video games elicit like negative feelings from people who can't regulate your emotions yet.
Yeah,
hence why it's usually younger people.
Yeah, I was going to ask,
unstable.
do you think that games amplify people's worst tendencies?
Yeah.
Like, or do they expose what's probably already inside of them?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think a little bit of both. I feel like if you maybe already have some mental health stuff going on and you attach yourself to a game so much, like it's your life and it fulfills that hole that you're having trouble communicating or filling, then I could see somebody potentially like murdering somebody because of it,
I definitely feel like if you're listening to this and you have issues like that or thoughts like that, you should just take a moment.
Yeah.
It's definitely not worth hurting somebody over.
It's really not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Diablo 3 case, the consequences for Campos's thing, he confessed to the murder. He was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. While exact sentencing details weren't really widely released internationally, Brazil treats such crimes severely and typically sentences the perpetrator for 12 to 30 years for intentional homicides. So he was
killed, so that is kind of justified.
Yeah. It's definitely insane. Definitely nuts.
And yeah, like you said, premeditated. Like he planned to kill that guy.
Yeah.
It was
Yes,
like
son.
what I guess maybe whatever the outcome would have been, whether he gave him the skin willingly or not, or whatever the weapon, he probably would have just killed him anyways.
I don't even think it was just item. I think he was more so just like jealous of this person or something, because it said like there was no details of like an actual item. They don't know where the arguments
started.
Yeah,
maybe it was like an outside
They just
thing.
said he was just jealous of him.
Yeah.
You played too well.
But then how come they connected it to WoW?
It wasn't WoW, it was Diablo.
Oh, Diablo.
They said it led, like cases led to this debate about gaming addictions because it was like
they played
it was
together?
like a Facebook thing and
Oh,
stuff
I
like
see.
that. Yeah. Do you guys think devs should be responsible for players?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely
No,
not.
I don't
absolutely
think so.
not.
I don't think so either.
I
No.
feel like it's up to if you're a young child, obviously it's your parents' job to monitor what you're doing. Like whether you're playing, like if they know that you're like mentally unstable or like you cannot self-regulate, then you should not be playing games that elicit negative emotions. And also if you're an adult, get some kind of help, find some kind of help, seek help, because the world is not going to end if you don't get a skin or an item or anything. It's okay.
Yeah. Even like in Apex, when we're taking turns picking players and a random just is yelling in my ear like, fuck you, I wanted that person.
Yeah. It was like when I picked Ash, right?
Yeah, let me play Ash, let me play Ash,
I
let
just
me play
muted
Ash.
them instantly.
And it's like, dude, relax.
It wasn't.
Like,
It wasn't even a ranked game, was it?
I think it was a regular game. And
I was
like,
dude.
and even before that, I think I was playing solo by myself and I didn't pick the character, right? But the other person did. And he is like yelling in my ear about he didn't get the character he wanted to play. And as soon as it starts, he immediately leaves. And I was like, oh my God,
It
like,
blows
you're such a baby.
Yeah, it
Relax.
just blows my mind. It blows my
It's
mind for two
crazy.
different things. It's either it's a kid or a teenager, and it's like, bro, like where the fuck are your parents at? Like what? How have they not disciplined you or taught you like respect? And then another, it's like some of them are adults, and
They're
it's
grown
like,
people,
How
yeah.
are you a grown ass man whining like this? Like
Yeah.
you clearly have issues. Sometimes I wish though. I wish motherfucker would be near me. But that's another thing. Anyways.
Also, if your skills limit you to playing one character mainly, I feel like that kind of alludes to your skill level.
Yeah.
You should be able to play multiple characters.
Yeah.
And if you can't, I guess maybe that's just my ignorance. I don't know. I feel like you should be able to play a lot of characters.
I agree. I'm just saying, the gaming community can be so toxic sometimes.
Especially with how many characters Apex has come out with.
I know.
feel like
There's
each
many.
time they release new characters, you should be able to find one character you can play really well, but like you have like a lineup, you know, just in case. You need a backup. You can't just assume nobody's going to pick that character.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
So,
Spoken like a true gamer.
Why I don't play games like that, because I would not be able to handle it. I'd be like, I need you to just go away. I'm leaving this group.
for real though. Man, I don't know if our audio sounds good. It looks like it is. I don't know. We'll find out.
Sounds good in my ear holes.
Sounds good in my ear too.
Yeah.
So, next we're going to talk about a swatting incident, which was a huge thing, especially during COVID. And this deadly prank was turned to something bad. So, in 2017, an argument over a 1.5, like a $1.50 bet.
Jesus.
$1.50 bet on Call of Duty led to a false police report, resulting in SWAT officers killing an innocent man.
Oh my God, they killed him.
Yes, they killed him. The caller was later sentenced, but the case sparked discussion about online harassment, law enforcement response, and accountability, which is insane. Like, sometimes I feel like, I'm not going to go there, but sometimes things are handled definitely not the way they should be handled. So, do you guys think that streamers and gamers worry about their safety in an online space, or should they worry?
Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't disclose any personal information. That's why you have VTubers, because they don't want people knowing their real, like,
that's true.
Person.
Yeah. I mean, like, look at us. I tell everyone not to say my real name because it's public information.
Yeah, a lot of streamers don't even show their face. Like Corpse, he never showed his face.
Yeah, he did, and then they treated him horribly.
Yeah.
Was that the kid that was like really good at Apex and then?
No. That was Dizzy.
He just had a really deep voice.
Dizzy was like a god at Apex when it first came out, and then like he showed his face once, and then they made fun of his face, and he never streamed again.
Yeah, he never streamed again.
Also, it's really
he was like a kid.
Of you to dox people if they don't want to be found or seen or like stuff like that. Like, why are you personally going out of your way to be like, hey, this is their real name, this is what they really look like, blah blah blah.
People are
like,
stupid.
It's not cool, man.
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, it's very,
it's like the online warriors
that kids have. I don't know, man.
Right.
It's like a,
Nothing
it's
is
like
safe anymore.
Yeah.
So again, the dispute was over a $1.50 wager during a Call of Duty match. One player gave a fake address during the argument, challenging the other to SWAT him. That address, it belonged to a different person. It wasn't even. It was a fake address. So this address belonged to Andrew Finch, an innocent man who wasn't even involved in this game or anything about it. Again, it was just a chain of trolling and just assholes and swatting between gamers. Tyler Barris, a known swatter, made a false 911 call claiming a hostage situation was happening at Finch's home. Andrew Finch was shot and killed by police responding to the call.
Oh my God.
Tyler Barris was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison.
Good.
It became one of the highest profile swatting cases in U.S. history and led to increased awareness and legislation around swatting.
I feel like, though, how do I say this without being that person? I feel like more research should have been involved.
Oh, besides giving just a random address?
No, by law enforcement, maybe.
Okay.
Like, let's knock on the door and see, hey, what's up? What's going on? You know?
Yeah.
Instead of just,
I wonder what the what the person said to get the police there and like be so aggressive.
I mean, they just said it was a hostage situation, but I guess all you got to do is I guess because the cops don't know if it's a real thing, so they got to handle it. So how do you? I would assume you just yell at a speaker and try to get them to come out.
Yeah, I don't know. But I also did see this one video from like a cop chest cam, whatever they're called, right? They knocked on the door and they were super aggressive to this college student, and she was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why are you guys here? And then she's like, the cop was like, oh, can you get your roommates down here? I was like, I don't have any roommates. I live by myself. And then the cop was like, oh, these two aren't connected. Like, must have been like a duplex or something. And the cop thought they were connected. And like 5 people lived in that one unit. And the girl that was inside the house, she was like, no, like that's upstairs. You have to go upstairs. And the cop was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I can understand mistakes like that happening, but it's like, come on, let's see what's going on first instead of like guns ablazing, balls to the walls. Like, I need your, like, they were really aggressive, and she was like freaking out. She's like, I don't know what's going on, but you want that house up there, not me.
That's insane.
Yeah, I think it's hard for police officers because like you want to go into a situation with the mindset of like,
I want to help somebody,
innocent until proven guilty, but also if it's like a really serious crime, then you want to be like, you don't want to be lenient. Yeah. And like maybe they're just really good at talking their way out of things. You don't want that to be the case.
It's got to be tough to go into a situation not knowing anything whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Just a call and saying, blind. Hey, we need to go do this, or we need to go handle this.
It must be really hard to do that.
Also, don't like send the police to people's houses.
Exactly.
It's kind of a dick move just because you lost a bet.
Right. Well, that's what you get. I hope he spends 20 years in prison, like the full 20.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not, but I'm hoping because that was just
like
stupid.
10 with good behavior.
It just doesn't make sense. And also, that was in 2017.
Oh, pretty recent then.
It was like the beginning of COVID, or
COVID was
2018.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
2019.
Oh, it ended in 2020.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
okay.
Well, the pandemic.
Yeah.
Lockdown.
Whatever.
Yeah. So next, we're gonna talk about the deadly virtual sword murder in China.
Oh my God.
So this was in 2005, and it's now known as like one of the most infamous cases over there. A man killed his friend over a stolen virtual sword in China. Stolen.
Stolen.
I forgot what game it was. I'll figure it out while I'm reading this stuff to you. But in 2005, a Chinese gamer lent his expensive in-game sword to a friend, and instead of returning it, the friend sold it for real game like currency. And I guess this sword was crazy good. It was like one of a kind type thing. So the original owner went to the police, but because virtual items during that time weren't legally recognized as like property, they did nothing. So enraged, this person tracked down his friend and stabbed him to death.
Jesus.
This case sparked another major discussion on whether digital assets should be treated as property in China. Do you guys trust your friends with an in-game value? Would you trust your friend? Like, pick your good friend. Would you trust that friend with an in-game valuable item?
If it's an in-game valuable, yeah, sure, or not. Like, I'm not that too into it. But if it's like real-world money, hell no, because I wouldn't even have it anymore because I would have sold it.
Okay.
By now.
So again, it was in 2005. I can't pronounce their names because they're Chinese and they're really hard. But it's like Kui Chenwei lent his friend Zhu Kaoyong a rare in-game item from Legend of Mirror 3. That's what the game is called. And I guess Zeus sold the item for $870.
That's not even that much.
Well, 2005.
Yeah. The person that did the crime, he was found guilty and he was sentenced to life in prison by the Shanghai No. 2 Intermediate People's Court in 2005.
Oh, he murdered somebody.
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, the other guy only got.
That's over here.
Yeah. No, in the Brazil guy.
Oh, and in Netherlands, the torture thing. They only got like 12 months of fucking,
You know what? Good on them for giving him life.
Yeah.
The sword.
They don't play.
Sorry, the sword was called the Dragon Saber, which obviously sounds crazy good, I guess, because it has dragon in it.
Anything with dragon in it
I
is
wouldn't loan
amazing.
any
I don't think I would.
to people in game. Even if you're like my closest best friend, I wouldn't give you anything.
What if it was like these people in this podcast? I would lend something.
I wouldn't.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I would lend something to you guys.
No, let's just not cause issues. We're not giving anybody anything.
Well, the great thing is you'll never have to lend me anything because I don't play the games you guys play.
Like I would loan it to label, but that's only because I know where he sleeps.
Yeah, that's true.
That's scary.
But
That's
I mean,
a scary thing.
he is both your friend and your partner for life. So
Yeah.
that's okay. But if it's just your friend,
No,
would you?
let's not do that. No, no.
Yeah.
All right, I have a few more cases. They weren't as big, but there's still some pretty big ones on here. So, this is the murder of Breck Bednar, United Kingdom, 2014. Breck Bednar, a 14-year-old boy from Surrey, England. The perpetrator, Lewis Danes, an 18-year-old computer engineer. So the background of this, they met online during a gaming platform, and over time, Danes manipulated, basically groomed this kid, exploiting their interests in video games and built trust upon it. This is why I say parents should definitely take a look at their kids' stuff and make sure nothing bad's happened. I always ask the girls, hey, let me see your stuff, and I look online and make sure nothing's going on. It happened on February 17th, 2014. Bednar, which is crazy, this 14-year-old visited this guy's apartment in Essex. There, he murdered the kid by slitting his throat. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
People are fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. He arrested him and charged him with murder. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years. The case highlighted the dangers of online grooming and led to increased awareness about potential risks of online gaming and communities. So, how do you even talk or teach your kids like gaming? That's why I think like when people rage on gaming and stuff or games, it's like, bro, it's not that deep. Like I get mad because nobody's pushing and killing. I'm not like shooting like and missing shots. I'm not over here saying, bro, I'm gonna kill you because you missed this. That's insane. I would never be like that. But if you ain't hitting your shots, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm not gonna come into your house and beat you up over you missing shots. I'm just gonna be like, hey, maybe you should put down the sticks.
Okay.
In a more aggressive way.
In an aggressive
You
way.
should never play this game again.
Never fucking play this game again.
You're terrible.
You're fucking
That's
garbage.
That's not even like the level of it. The level of it is like, you fucking suck. What the fuck are you doing?
Whoa.
That's what you're like.
Calm down. I'm a gentleman.
No.
If you would love to play with me or watch me on Twitch TV,
They would
Black
know.
Label
would
_
know.
TV, shout out. You know what I'm saying?
Not
Come watch me in a wholesome gaming. Watch
No.
me talk and give compliments all day.
Okay. That's
Next,
a lie.
next one. We're gonna talk about Devin Moore and the Grand Theft Auto murders.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
I didn't.
GTA
I've
is
never
like the
heard of
biggest-
any of
GTA,
these.
2003.
GTA is like the biggest violent inducing game.
Yeah. So in 2003, Devin Moore, an 18-year-old from Alabama. Moore he had no criminal record, no prior anything. He was an avid player of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, though. On June 7th, 2003, after being arrested on a suspicion of car theft, Moore grabbed a police officer's gun and fatally shot 2 officers and dispatcher before
Oh my
fleeing
God.
a patrol car. The consequences of this left Devin Moore convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to death.
Jesus.
Alabama still does death sentences?
This was in 2003, but
Oh.
I think they probably still
That's
do.
crazy.
I think like a lot of
Only a few amounts of states
Yeah.
still do the death
I was
penalty.
like, dang.
yeah. This case sparked debates about the influence of violent video games on behavior, leading to lawsuits against gaming manufacturers through the courts. Ultimately, ruled that the games were not responsible for Moore's actions.
No.
Clearly, how is the
No.
game? Is the game telling you to do this?
Well, parents aren't going to take fault for their kid murdering someone.
Yeah.
Parents are stupid. I read this one article where her son SA'd a young girl in the bathroom, and the mom went to court and basically said it was the victim's fault.
Oh my god.
And that her son did absolutely nothing wrong, and the victim, quote unquote, like asked for it. I was like, I would
What?
slap the shit out of you right now if I was that judge. I would get up out of my chair and slap you.
This isn't funny,
You're
but it's
so stupid.
I was watching this video, and it was a case against a lady who went to prison because she set her daughter's abuser on fire.
Oh, that'd be me.
And everybody in the comment section was like, well, did he tell her to stop? And did he say no? He didn't want to be doused in gasoline? And it's not funny, but it's like, those are the kind of comments that,
it is a little
SA
funny.
victims get. It's like, oh, you were asking for it. Like, why was he asking to get set on fire? Yeah. That was like the comments. And I thought it was funny because it's kind of like, it's parallel.
Yeah, I get it. And I get it.
I don't condone that kind of behavior, but it was funny in the sense that that's what people tell victims.
It's so stupid. Anyways.
Yeah, that's actually insane.
But a lot of moms in the comments were like, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I would do the same damn thing.
I was like,
except he wouldn't be alive.
Yeah, well, because he went to prison the first time, and then he got put on parole. So that's why she did it.
As soon as he's out of parole.
Yeah, I guess he was like...
as soon as he walked out.
He was like bothering the mom and asking her like, hey, how's your daughter doing?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's what pushed her over
worse.
the edge. Yeah.
How did...
I feel like we gotta move on from this subject because we're kind of getting in.
Okay, well, you guys are going into it. I'm like over here trying to.
We gotta move on.
I think it's fascinating.
All right, the next one is the Wichita swatting incident, and this was in U.S. 2017.
The last one was in China.
No, that was the one I did say earlier. Sorry, that was the one I said. It was about the guy giving a false address.
Yeah.
Yeah. I already brought that up. I'm losing track of what I was talking about.
We're just all over.
Yeah, because we're
kind of like all over the place right now.
So the next one, we're going to talk about the Blue Whale Challenge. It was I guess it was suicides.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think you can say that.
Yeah, you can as long as you could say that as long as I mark it or whatever. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Everybody says unalived.
Okay, unalived, whatever.
Well, that's on like video.
Yeah, that's like games and stuff and videos. We're not gonna get we're not monetized anyway, so it's not like we're getting paid for this.
We should.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you put trigger warnings.
Yeah, I'll put trigger warnings in the beginning of the description.
But we're talking about like
a lot of murder and stuff.
Bad things people don't like to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this phenomenon, it was called the Blue Whale Challenge. It was an online game that allegedly encouraged participants to complete a series of tasks over 50 days, culminating in unaliving.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, so a lot of the victims were just numerous teenagers worldwide. They were reported to have died by unaliving themselves after participating in the challenge. The perpetrators were individuals administrating the challenge, including Philip Budikin, a Russian psychologist student who claimed to have invented the game to cleanse society.
Oh my God. He's a psychologist too.
Yeah.
He really knows how to get in your head.
And then another person was Ila Sidorov, a Russian postman who allegedly encouraged children to self-harm. Which I don't understand. But definitely, I'm putting trigger warnings in this stuff.
Yeah, you definitely need to put trigger warnings in this one.
So the consequences was for Philip. He was arrested and pled guilty to inciting at least 16 teenage girls to do this. He was sentenced to only 3 years in prison.
Oh my
Where was this
goodness.
at? In the
Russia.
US? Oh,
Russia.
Yeah. Ila Sidorov was arrested in Moscow and accused of persuading 32 of them to join his group and follow his commands. The challenge led to an increased global awareness about the influence of online platforms on vulnerable individuals and prompted a discussion on digital safety and mental health.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is like that the Slenderman thing with those girls who killed their friend.
Yeah, it's definitely targeting people that already have some sort of underlying issue with like the mental issue.
Yeah, or young people who are very influential and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So it's very sad. Next one, and I'm sorry, a lot of these are crazy, but I just wanted to talk about the like the bad side of gaming and like whether it is the gaming or the individuals. There's like a line, and then they both get crossed one way or another. So the next one,
but also keep in mind that it's not just there's a line in gaming. There's a line in a lot of things that you shouldn't cross.
Well, we're talking about gaming right now.
I know, but I'm just saying.
We're not talking about that.
I'm saying in general.
Again, the next one is a hacking group. Arion Kurtage and the Lapsus hacking group. It happened in United Kingdom in 2022. The perpetrator was Ariane Cartage, a teenage hacker with autism. He was a member of the Lapsus hacking group, known for high-profile cyber attacks on major tech companies. I mean, to be honest, you're pretty smart if you're able to do that as a teenager.
Yeah.
Some of his crimes was him and his collaborators breached companies such as Uber, Rockstar Games, and Nvidia, causing significant financial and operation damages. Consequences for this was he was arrested multiple times for his hacking activities. After being placed under police protection due to threats from rival hackers, he continued his activities, leading to his final arrest in September 2022. Obviously, this isn't the gaming, but it's still like a virtual world thing. This case was highlighting like some of the growing issues of sophisticated cybercrimes conducted by young individuals and the challenges of basically addressing how to, I guess, address these activities with like the legal system, which is crazy, insane.
I think it's hard. I think for governments, because like, yeah, you don't want people hacking into your systems, and so it forces you to create better like firewalls, but also maybe these type of people should be like recruited
Exactly.
into your company.
I think a lot of them are. Like a lot of them, I don't know what it's called, but it's like companies hire hackers to find loopholes or like stuff in their system.
Yeah, don't use it for bad things, but use it to figure out your own issues with your own company.
Yeah.
So I understand the whole sentencing thing, because don't hack into things, especially government entities, but we can learn a lot from them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like if you can get, if I'm a CEO or whatever, and you can get through my system, like fix it.
Yeah.
If you can get through it, somebody else can, so fix it for me.
And I'll pay you.
And I'll pay you to fix it.
I'll pay you to ruin my stuff.
Yeah, I'll pay you to hack it and then fix it.
So the next one is kind of wild because this was a big game during the COVID era. It's the Among Us murder plot.
Oh.
It happened.
No.
Yeah, it happened.
This is like a conspiracy, a conspiracy murder, not an actual murder. You said murder plot, so I'm guessing it didn't actually go through.
Yeah, well, yeah, they attempted to do the things.
Like conspiracy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they did things, but they weren't able to accomplish it. So another trigger, or
lots of triggers.
I'm just gonna start it from the beginning.
Yeah.
So this case involved two girls, ages 12 and 13. They plotted to kill their classmate in Florida after playing Among Us. It's wild because these kids brought knives to school. So it's just another thing, just mind-blowing. It's at some point, it's got to be put on the parents too, because nobody's fucking kids are just gonna. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just different, and I was raised different. But like, I never had like this mission after playing a game. Like, oh, I'm gonna go do this shit. No, I was raised differently, and I think that's it. Maybe the kids are influenced different, but I would assume if you're. This isn't me saying like anything bad, but like if the parents are involved in a kid's life, I don't think a kid is gonna have that type of mentality. Am I right? Like.
I can kind of agree, but like this one is hard for me because knives are in the kitchen. You know, nobody's gonna think like, "Oh, my kid is playing Among Us. Let me go hide on my goddamn knives."
That's what I'm saying, though.
You know?
But that's what I'm saying. Like a kid with like very influential family members or good people in their life, they're not gonna just think to do harmful things to people. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
maybe they're just born cuckoo.
Maybe if you had a very like involved family, maybe it would be less likely to happen. But you know, I don't think that would matter if that person was genuinely like a psychopath.
Yeah,
I don't think any kind of family involvement would change their behavior.
Yeah, because I don't know if this is correct or not, but this is just my own thinking, okay? So everybody get mad at me, whatever, I don't care. This is my own thinking. My own thinking is that, like, it's your responsibility. Like, it's my responsibility to not go off the deep end and be psycho, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I may have psycho thoughts about, like, maybe not even that psycho. Like, I don't even have thoughts about hurting someone. I may have thoughts about, like, punching someone in the face. But that's it, right? But it's my responsibility not to go and actively punch somebody in the face. Yeah. So the younger generation, like kids, they don't actively have that control. They have impulse control because like their brain is not developed. So yeah, that's when the family comes in, right? But I also feel that when you're young and you do not learn how to impulse control, then you're just going to have like not control over any of your impulses when you're older, you know? Because everyone is fully capable of hurting another human being. But I don't know. Is it just me? But like I have to sit here and be like, no, Geisha, you're not going to go off the deep end right now. You're not going to punch this person in the face. Let it go. You know? Do you guys do that too?
Speaking of that,
or is it just
I
me?
have to tell you this quick
Well, can I finish? Are you gonna?
Okay,
can
go
I
ahead.
finish?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
it's
sorry.
only a few things.
Okay.
So the trigger it was inspired by the idea of eliminating people from, like, someone from a game. So they kind of got that idea from the game. The outcome of this, the school staff stopped the attack. Both girls were taken into custody. I don't believe anybody was murdered or hurt. Or, I mean, they were probably hurt. But they underwent psychiatric evaluations. So do you think games like Among Us that are designed to be fun carry a psychological effect when kids can't separate fantasy from reality?
That's what I just said.
Is that what you just said?
That's just kind of what I just said.
You know what's actually
See,
really
impulse
funny
control.
about this? So deception games are a thing, right? So like we play a lot of deception games
Yes.
where like somebody's killed off. And I don't think that would trigger someone. I think it's the visuals. When you visually see, like in Among Us, you see someone like, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think the visual is what pushes kids to stuff like that. Because if you're just playing a board game where you kill somebody off, no big deal. But it's definitely like a learned thing from seeing it over and over again.
That's true.
Which is where the parental control comes into play.
That is true. That is true. Okay.
Okay, what was your funny story?
No, it's not even funny. It pissed me off so bad the other day. It was yesterday, actually, and I was like, I told Sean, I was like, I'm talking about this on the podcast because I got so heated that I had to like physically like control my breathing because I was shaking. I was so mad. So we were driving.
I've never seen you Superman.
We were driving on 48th Street by the mall, and so the what do you call it? The bus system. They were like cleaning the bus stop, so we
Yeah.
had to like merge over to a different lane.
Yeah.
We got over this car. This stupid. First of all, they're driving a Subaru, so you don't even.
Ew.
You just know the type of person that drives those.
What they did, they don't deserve to have a Subaru or even live in Washington. So we merged behind them. All of a sudden, I see them throw a glass bottle out their window, and it breaks on the sidewalk.
Oh my god.
That threw me off the deep end because one, I'm like very environmentally conscious, and so like I just hate when stuff happens. Like you can throw literally anything you want out the window. You could throw paper, you could throw plastic. Don't throw fucking glass out the window. And they had a dog in their car, and I was like, you're not thinking like, hey, someone might walk down that sidewalk with their dog, and their dog's gonna step on glass. I got so mad, and I followed them for a good.
Oh no.
I followed them for a good like couple blocks.
You should have got their information and called the cops.
And
Yeah.
then
I do
I
that shit. Well, it sounds like I'm a snitch.
No, I was thinking about it. I was like, I should have done it. But I just like was so mad at them that I just like blacked out. So then I told Sean, I was like, I have to stop following them because I'm going to get real mean real fast. So like,
you can't trust people.
So I
Yeah.
diverted ways. Guess what happens? We stop on freaking Union Street at a stoplight. They're right across from me.
Oh
Throw
no.
And they're,
something at
and
their
they're
window.
turning. And right when they threw that out the window, I honked aggressively at them. And I told Sean I should have held the horn the
I
whole
would've
time I was
too.
behind them.
Yep.
But oh yeah, I got so heated.
We are going off.
I know, but I was
the
so mad. But
tracks.
I self-regulated and
Okay.
I diverted my attention to something else. And then I
Okay.
got off the road and I immediately went home because I was like, I can't handle this today.
That's wild.
Sorry, I just got so mad. I had to tell other people because you threw glass. You could throw
Yeah.
anything out the window, but glass—that's like the one thing you should not throw out the window.
You shouldn't throw anything out the window.
It just made me so mad. Just
All right.
imagine someone walking on it.
All
or
right,
like-
bring it in. Bring it back.
Oh my God, you stop.
no,
sorry.
bring it back.
It's okay for you to go off the
Sorry.
tracks, but we can't.
I have
sir.
not been going off the tracks this episode.
Jesus,
I'm
I know, but
sorry.
before you have before.
I just think it's funny because
Let
I've
us
never
go.
seen Azalee really mad.
I got
Exactly, that's
so
what I just
mad.
said.
Yeah, I know that's what you
Sorry.
just said. That's what I'm saying. It's funny.
Just let her
just made me-
I'll
voice
find.
it.
I'll let her live her life.
I'm done now. Talking about it's making me heated again.
All right, so we're going to talk about the segments 9. So the ethics and media debate. So why do you think outlets blame games for violence?
Because they need someone to pin it on.
Easy cop out.
Yeah.
You can't blame a parent, because then a parent's gonna blame you, and it's just like a vicious
And then they're
cycle.
going to bring the news and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the medium, or are we missing a deeper mental health is it the medium, or are we missing deeper mental health discussions? Sorry, I was having a stroke. I could not word that.
Mental health, I think.
I think mental health. Like our younger generation is dying for some mental health advocacies. Just saying.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of...
Not even just our younger generation.
I don't even think it's that. I just think there's a lot of clout chasing people. And they do stupid
maybe.
shit.
Yeah, that's
and they
true.
want to like...
Get their name out
Yeah,
there.
and look like... I think they're just trying to get the clout for like their friends or something.
But
you know
that
what I mean?
is mental health, because you're trying to find that validity.
That's
some-
true. I guess there's
through some
different types of
means.
mental health
Yeah.
issues. There's
Yeah.
like you wanting to be something you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you actually are suffering from some sort of depression.
Yeah, but side note, okay, we were talking about our younger generation and how maybe our younger generation is very sheltered or maybe not sheltered. I don't know about mental health. But anyways, this reminded me of something. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say where she's from because a coworker does actually listen to our podcast. Shout out to who you know.
You know who you are.
You know who you
what
are.
Up, girl?
She
What
was
boy?
like, I listened to your
Oh,
podcast and I know all about your husband's balls. I was like, oh, great. But anyways, so I know this person that she's 22 and I heard from someone else that she doesn't know how to use a paperclip. And my first immediate thought was like, oh God, how old is she? She's 22. Right? You know, when you put the paperclip and you like put it sideways to like hold the paper, she put the hook this way and the other part was hanging out this way. I was like, oh,
Like
honey.
through the paper?
Like, I don't know how to
I know what
explain.
you're saying. Like
Like-
horizontal to the paper
Yeah.
instead of like on its side.
Like on the, you know how a paper clip goes like this?
Yeah.
She had one side of it on the paper clip and the other started hanging out.
Okay.
And I'm in my head, I'm just like, oh, honey, how do you make 22 years and not know how to use a paper clip?
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
She's so sheltered.
I don't think she's sheltered. Maybe she just never used a paper clip. Huh?
It's a paper clip.
Okay.
Do you remember when the paper clip was a little dude on the computer?
Clippy?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cider. Sorry.
All
But-
right.
Funny.
Yeah.
Do developers need to create a safer environment or use moderation tools?
They give warnings. They put trigger warnings on the beginning of their games.
Yeah.
Again, parents.
I do agree.
Parental control.
I do agree
Yeah.
on that. I think parents need to be more involved in their kids' lives. And it's not... And I hate when parents take it as like an offense. Like, oh,
No.
you're being so rude. No, it's like, dude.
Get involved with your
Yeah,
kids.
Yeah.
just like you see how they're acting, you see how some of these things are, and you've played games before. Because I know motherfuckers my age, and I've been gaming since I was like a kid, so I know you've gamed. Maybe
Yeah.
keep an eye on your kids and let them know like what you
Yeah.
can and can't do, who you can and cannot talk to.
Because there's nothing a game developer or a company can do to stop kids from buying games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah.
like, they can't just be like in the future, they might be like, oh, you have to submit a photo of your ID. But then there's fake IDs out there. So
Yeah.
there's no way for a company to control what people buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. And I think when parents are like, oh, well, and they get offended to other people suggesting, well, be more involved in your kid's life. Parents need to understand, like as a parent myself, that the world is different. It's not the same like how we grew up where we could like the news literally said at 10 o'clock, oh, do you know where your kids are? It's not like that anymore. We live in a totally different world where we have different like stressors and overstimulants, and you have to be more involved in your kid's life. And unfortunately, you have to be involved in social media and online and through their phones and through video games. And you know, kids nowadays,
They're smart too, and they
Yeah.
do whatever they can to
Kids
get
are
what they
super
want.
smart.
Yeah, kids are
They find ways to go around
yeah,
things.
just like we were resilient when we were drinking out of the water hose. These kids are also resilient, and they're not going to stop until they get what they want. And sometimes you have to let them fall on your face. But parent to parent, you need to understand that the world is different from how we were raised. From like, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like we were
Yeah.
out until the streetlights came on, and then you got to run home, and we would ride bikes all day and be left alone for 12 hours a day. Like we can't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, I do agree. Games should, I don't know.
I wouldn't want to say games should change because then you're
Yeah.
limiting people's ability to be creative.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What we should limit is the amount of like violence certain people cannot handle.
Yeah.
And by doing that is by monitoring.
Yep, I agree. Like, you should be able to know like, as an adult, right? And I can see that this is kind of hard for parents, but parents need to know and do their research before, and think, oh, can my kid handle this?
Yeah. I mean, there's like, here, I'll bring up Roblox, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kid's game. Like, a lot of kids play it. Our girls play it. The boy plays it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Roblox has a dark side. Maybe
It does.
maybe I'll make an episode on Roblox and the
Maybe
dark
we
side
should.
of Roblox. Yeah, I think I might do that. I'll create something.
Because it does.
Yeah, it has a dark side. And it's like, you think that, just because this game, it looks fun and stuff. No, there's some horrible things to it. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'll cover it on another episode where we go into it. But
I
Yeah.
see a bunch of adults playing Roblox.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I play it with the
Yeah.
girls, and it's like, I'm a grown-ass man
Yeah.
playing with the girls. So who knows if there's like another grown-ass man
Yeah.
who just plays it to talk to kids. You know
And
what I mean?
you can't like say, hey, adults can't play this because like, who do you think is developing all of those games on Roblox?
Mhm.
Mostly
Exactly.
adults.
And it's like a cash grab too. Like a lot
Yeah.
of developers on that game, I don't know how old they are. There's like some young ones that they'll just make a game and and kids just buy a bunch of like passes for Roblox or Robux, and it's like that's another episode we'll touch on.
Yeah. Like, just now, our littlest one wanted to spend $80 on V-Bucks or Roblox. And I'm like, I'm not letting you spend 80 goddamn dollars on this stupid game.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't even got that kind of money. Second of all, no.
Yeah, it's just crazy. All right, so let's have some
Let's
rapid
lighten
fire.
the mood.
Yeah, we'll have some rapid fire questions and we'll wrap it up. Okay.
Okay.
Questions.
Questions. So, if you could steal one in-game item and have it in real life, what would it be?
Whichever is the most expensive. Whichever one I could sell for the most money.
I would steal the sword of 1,000 truths.
Is that a thing?
If you know, you know.
Okay.
It's from South Park.
Okay.
And they did an episode on World of Warcraft.
Oh,
and he
I've
was
seen that
like,
episode.
it's the sword of 1,000 truths. I thought it was a myth or a legend. Yeah, it was good. And it was like on a USB. And he uploaded it. It was good. What about you guys?
I just said mine. Whichever
yeah,
item
it's
is
costing
worth
us-
a lot of money in real life.
This isn't an obtainable item because it's just like a character's item, but I would choose the guns from Dante from Devil
Oh,
May Cry.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
just have his guns.
Yeah, those are sick, actually.
Yeah, they're really cool.
What's the most expensive gaming purchase you've ever made?
I don't really spend a lot of money on games.
I'm not proud of this. I've spent $20 on some mobile game currency.
But
That's it?
Yeah,
I don't have a
that's
problem.
still a lot.
Yeah. So my logic with mobile games is I don't have a problem spending like up to $60 on a mobile game because $60 is what I would pay for actual like console computer game. It's the same system to me. It's a game. It's just on a different platform.
All right, you guys are babies. I'm not proud of this.
You spent a lot of money. I don't even want to know.
Yeah, who knows how much
This
you
is
spent on
this
WoW
is before
alone.
you. No, I don't
Or even
know.
on Apex.
On WoW, you just pay for the subscription. I don't really spend any money on WoW.
Or even
But
on Apex.
Apex, I've
Apex,
spent like
a lot.
$200 on an heirloom, but altogether probably like 1,000 or something up there, high
Yeah.
end. But I'm not proud of myself. This was in
Just
my
spit it out.
younger years.
Spit it out.
I played a game on mobile. I spent like $1,000 on a mobile game.
That's
A
ridiculous.
mobile game?
That's
A
crazy.
mobile game.
You just have to wait. You have to bide your time, and you get everything for free in a
Please,
mobile game.
please, I know this. I know. I was in a dark place at the time, and I made some bad decisions.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, okay.
Just be more financially responsible than
Yeah.
that guy.
If
Do not.
yes, do not be like me.
Be like them.
If a crime drama TV show was based on a game, which game would you want to make, or which game do you think would make the best like series for like a crime drama series?
Detroit.
Duck Detective.
Duck
Oh,
Detective.
Detective.
That's the game's name.
Hmm.
You're a duck, but you're a detective.
What do you think, Beb?
Detroit Becoming Human.
Oh, I think
That's a good one.
Among Us would be a great live action crime drama.
Every episode would just be a new murder.
Yeah, like who did it?
Who did it?
It's just the
Who done it?
The third imposter over here trying to like it was this person, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather be a video game detective solving crimes or a criminal mastermind in a heist game?
criminal mastermind in a game.
Oh, okay.
As soon as he said it, that's why I left. I was like, ugh. Who
I'd
wants
be
to be a crime fighter?
I'd be the detective. I
Yeah.
like solving mysteries.
I think I'd be a detective. I love Sherlock Holmes.
solving crimes.
I would be making the mayhem, and you guys would try to catch me.
She would be your partner, and she would be. It's like Hannibal,
Mm.
where she's just leading you
Yes.
on, but she was the murderer all along.
She's like Moriarty.
Yeah.
All right. So again,
Why be good when you can be bad?
Yeah.
Just saying.
For the audience, if you're still here listening, what do you think? Can a game influence a crime? Is it just a media scare, or do you think that it is a big issue that needs to be looked on? Again, keep grinding those levels and finishing those side quests.
We'll see you at the Tacoma Dome in October. As always, this was Co-op Chronicles with Pie Science Geisha, Black Label, and me, Azalee.
Bye. Our
Also-
episode was a little scattered.
Yeah, and
Okay.
also, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Also, what?
Nothing.
Okay, bye.
We gather round the mic, tales of knights and dice. Gaming worlds collide, hobbies come alive. Azalee and Geisha chat, Black Label's where it's at. Movies and stories told, secrets to unfold. Co-op Chronicles, come and join the ride in a world where fun resides. Co-op Chronicles, hear the stories, feel the vibes. Lo-fi beats, they flow as we share what we know. D&D and game and talk, every journey we embark. Laughs and fun, now that's the plan. In our little podcast clan, women leading through the air. Join us if you dare. Co-op Chronicles.